Hi everyone, it's Bobby. I have a new album I created that I want to share with you. This is a 7 by 9 with a 1.5 inch spine. It's a very quick and easy little album. It could be classed as an album or folio, either one, because it does not have anything attached on the inside of the spine. On the front, I have used the paper collection called Celebrate Autumn by Echo Park. It was a collection pack that was in my mystery box that I got from Tammy's store. You know how a couple times a year she has the mystery boxes of closeout items that she's getting rid of. So this collection pack was in mine. It was just the one collection pack. I used the artisan craft color, and then I had this rust color in my stash, and the dark brown is also the artisan cardstock. So this is one of the cut-aparts, and I just backed it with the rust and a kind of a teal color that picks up this blue, and these are just scraps left over from the paper. On the spine I have the floral print with the dark brown behind it, and on the back I just cut this out of one of the papers. The top of one of the papers just said Beautiful Autumn, and I attached a sticker here and here. I did put the dark brown artisan behind it because, as you can see, this tan just melts right into the craft cardstock. So I needed something to kind of make it stand out. So when you open the album, on the inside of the front cover, and you can see, like I said, there's nothing attached to the spine. I just added the rust-colored cardstock I had in my stash with a piece of the decorative paper, and then I added these 3 pieces of bling that was in my stash. So on the inside of the front cover, we have a little pocket, and this owl is done with a Stampin' Up! Punch that I've had around for quite a while. It just punches out the body, the eyes, the little dress, and a little heart. So I used that here. This is just a scrap piece I cut out of the dark brown, and these little leaf areas all came from a die that I have. So in the pocket you have a cut apart. Just on the rust again, this flap pulls up, and you could put a photo mat or journal under there if you wish. I just added the dark brown behind the craft because, like I said, it just melted into that so much. This Celebrate Autumn is from the cover sheet. I just cut it out and put it on a little brown. On the inside flap, we have a band, and it is fastened down. It's not a belly band. I have one of the stickers on the rust-colored cardstock and 2 little photo mats with leaves from the sticker sheet. And then this one goes to the right, and you have room here for 4 by 6 if you wish. You could journal on this cardstock. Then these are from one of the ephemera cards, and I just cut out the tag and the fox and added them to the sheet. And then you have 2 more small photo mats with the leaves as well. This is one of the cut-aparts. Can't talk here this morning. And these little flaps open to the right and the left, so that you have 3 more photo spots on the inside. And then you have 2 here. So on this left side, there is room for 11 photos. And then on this side, there's room for 15, I believe. This little flap opens out. We have a pocket here with a photo mat. Make sure I'm still in frame. I want to make sure you guys see it all. I filmed this earlier, and I was out of frame a little bit, and I didn't like it, so I wanted to redo it for you so that you can see everything. So this little flap goes to the left. This is the cut apart. Don't you just love this little truck? That's why I added some of the teal to pick up the color of the truck. I thought it was so cute. This is just a piece of white cardstock with one of the stickers that says Thankful. Have another photo mat here with an apple sticker, and this is one of the cut-aparts that you could journal on. So open it to the right, And you have 2 photo mats here with a little pumpkin from the sticker sheet and a couple more of the leaves. This is the die cut I told you about, that I had the tree with the leaves, and I just punched those out, or cut them out with the die, and then I cut 3 little owls out of this paper here and set them around the tree. And then you can journal on this spot here. So then it lifts again, and we have a large area for 2 small or 1 large photo. And in this pocket, oh, I didn't tie it back up. In this pocket we have, it's upside down, a trifold. Opens this way, like this, and like this. And there's more room on the back. Isn't that pretty? I love the colors in this collection. They are so pretty. So all in all, you have at least 25 photo opportunities in this little album. So I was real pleased. It's really easy to make, nothing hard about it at all. You could easily make this in a day. I didn't, simply because when I'm designing, you know, I lay out my album cover how I want it, and then I have to go back and stop and get measurements and cutting guides and all of that to do the inside. So it took me a little bit longer, but with you having the cutting guide and all the measurements ready for you, you could sit down and whip this out in a day, no problem at all. So there you have it. That's my little album. I just think it turned out so cute. I really love it. I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Okay, for this cover, you're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard, 7 by 9, so it's 9 tall, 7 wide. Then you'll take a piece of, I'm using the Artisan Craft cardstock, and it is 11, because this is 9, then I cut this 11, that way I have an inch top and bottom. This is 7, so I cut it by 9. So 7 by 9, and I cut this 11 by 9. So I have an inch all the way around. Now I've already wrapped one, and you can see how nice and square the corners are. They're just perfect. This is just a super way to wrap your album. And this is Tammy's idea, by the way. But she comes up with really good stuff. So what I did was, if you lay your cardstock, let me make sure this is on camera. I got a small working space. Let me move it over just a little bit so you've got a better view. Don't have a lot of space here. That's why I love this method. So if you'll lay it in your scoreboard and cut yourself 2 1-inch strips of chipboard, lay a piece at the top and a piece at the side, then put your chipboard down. It's perfect in the center every time. Now I like to use score tape around the edges, but you can use glue or whatever you like. I've placed my score tape on the 4 sides before I cut out my corners. That way I can make sure my score tape goes all the way to the edge each time. Then if you'll roll the edges and burnish it really good, get a nice good crease. And we'll do all 4 sides all the way out to the edge. And then we'll take our scissors and we'll cut out these little squares. And you can miter it if you prefer to do that way. I like it this way. So it works for me. I always had trouble getting too close the other way, cutting too much out. This way, I never take enough, but I can always go up back and take out more. And if I take out too much to start with, you know, you can't put it back. It's like getting a haircut. You can't put it back on. You gotta wait for it to grow out. This ain't gonna grow out. You just gotta figure out how to cover. And usually you can cover it up, but still, if you don't have to, why make it hard on yourself? So we're gonna hold these up, and you can see where it's a little angled there. I just want to lay my scissors beside it and trim it at an angle. And that way when we fold it up, when we fold in the sides, it'll be perfect every time. Let's do this long side. Just use the edge of your chipboard as your guide. That way you won't cut in too far. Now we'll do the short ends. One more to go. I see how that hangs out there? That's because I didn't cut in close enough. But I always worry about cutting in too close. And like I said, then you got to figure out how to cover it up. So I leave myself plenty of room because I can go back and trim it up a little bit. Okay. So now that we've done that, we can take our art glitter glue and we can seal these down. Let's take this tape off. And we'll start with the long sides first. You can do whichever you want. I just always do the long first. And I've already scored around these. I always go around it with the score tool up against the chipboard just to break down the fibers, but you don't have to. But I thought, goodness, Roxy, I think it helps it fold better. And push it into your chipboard, and that glue just helps fill any void that you might have in there. And there's that first one. And just burnish it real good, and we'll go around it. And what I meant was just going around it like this with your scoring tool before you fold them up, but I had already done that off camera. And it just helps break down the fibers a little bit so that they fold up really nice and give you a really smooth edge. So there's that one. And we'll fold that in. Now before I do the short ends, I like to look at it and make sure everything looks good. And I think this one needs a little bit more of a haircut right there. Let me see this one. Okay, now I'm happy. Okay, let's fold these two in. And then we'll have our second piece of chipboard. Now see how nice that is? Nice square corners. It's just awesome. And you don't have this long piece across your table that you're trying to manage with. For me, it's so much easier. Alright. See a little fragment there. And how in the world did I miss that? There we go. And it snips right off. So there's your second piece. Now, our spine is 1 1/4, I believe. Maybe 1 1/2. Let me measure real quick. It might be 1 1/2. It is. It's 1 1/2 by 9. So we're going to score around the edges, just like we did the cover. Now I've adhered this chipboard down to my cardstock with score tape sheets, but you can use whatever you like. If you like to use wet glue, that's fine, but I sometimes see bubbled areas where the glue doesn't distribute evenly, and I don't like that. Okay, so now we're going to do the wet glue. And we're going to burnish this down really good. And up against the chipboard and out to the edges. And then we'll do the other end. Nice straight edges. Now, let's roll this in. Burnish it really good. This is going to be our 1-inch flames that attaches to the album covers, front and back covers. Now let's turn it back the other way and burnish it again. And believe me, you can't hurt this artisan. It's very forgiving. It doesn't crack or split. At least I haven't had any trouble with it. I mean, nothing's a guarantee, but so far I've had really good luck with it. Okay, now from your chipboard here, you want to angle just a little bit on all 4 of these corners so that you just don't have any overhang, just to keep it nice and smooth along the top and bottom edge of your cover. So there's that. Now we're going to turn this upside down, take one cover piece, and it's going to attach right up to the chipboard just like that. So we're going to add our our glitter glue to this flange here. My finger and rub along here, make sure I didn't get any overkill there. And we're going to lay this right down here, right up to that fold. And burnish it really, really well. And burnish this down as well. Now let's turn it over again and do the other cover. Oh, Cutie going to start again. He hears the neighbors. Our next door neighbor has lots of company in there. They sit outside a lot. And Cutie hears them talking, and he's livid. Thinks he needs to run interference for everybody. It's like they're not even coming over here, but hush, Cutie. And let's line this up here. I want it over the score line. It's hard to see this light color. I'll turn it over and burnish it real good. And then we should have our album cover. Isn't that cool? I love it. So I'm going to burnish it one more time. And let's turn it over and put our cover piece on the inside. And I've got a piece that is 9 by about 5, and I'm going to trim just a hair off of it. Let me get my little cutter. I don't want any of the adhesive to hang over, so I'm going to cut just a hair off. Ooh, this thing's dirty. I need to clean it off. So there we go. That will be fine, and we just want to center that. Over the spine part. Okay, so let's get it right like that. And there we go. Make sure we got a good seal in there. Oh, my sinuses are driving me crazy this morning. And then we want to kind of reinforce this fold here. Just lightly. See, and this eliminates the need for the 1/4 inch score tape where your page joins the hinge. There we go. There's my, find the right spot and just slowly stand it up while you enforce that crease. So there's our album cover. Isn't that nice? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now we're ready to build some pages. Alright, let me get my papers cut. I'll be right back. Okay, let's build our pages. First we're going to work on the inside left cover, and I have a piece that is, it is my ruler. I've got a cut list prepared but not in front of me. This one is 7 by 8.5. Nope, just shy of 9. So that it doesn't hang over. And I want it just inside this edge. And I tell you what, my paper trimmer is not making me happy. I'm just going to have to break down and buy the dowel like Tammy has, I think. Because I have this new Creative Memories one that I saw so many people rave about how excellent it is, so I bought it, and I'm not happy with it. But that's just me. It gives me a rough edge for some reason. I don't know why. And I have not cut chipboard with it, just cardstock, but it wants to give me this rough edge. And I've even taken wax paper and ran through it several times, and it seemed to help a little bit, but not a whole lot. So, okay. Anyway, let's build this. I want this to have just a little bit of lift to it, but not really a gusset or a flange to it. Well, you know, I just want it to be, so yeah. I have scored it at 1/2, and I'm going to come back in and score it at 1/8, just right alongside that 1/2, just so that I've got a little bit of lift in there. And I'm going to glue it at the 1/2, but then, whoops, whatever I place under here, it'll give it more room, because I haven't decided what's going in there yet. I just want to build the base of it right now. So I'm going to put glue along this, and I have mitered the edges since this goes top to bottom. I don't want to risk any overhang there at the top. See what I mean right here, where I've just angle cut them. And then I'm going to put this right along the edge here, just shy of the top and bottom, just a hair off. Whereas the album cover is 9 inches, this is about 8 7/8. Lay down, Kiwi. Kiwi always seems to be my problem, doesn't he? He's always wandering around trying to cause trouble. I think every video I have to fuss at Kiwi. Roxy will lay down and be quiet, but not him. He's got to be moving around. Okay, and I did use the, what is it called? The stub end of the We Are Memories corner chomper. So there's that piece. Now I have a pocket that is going to go on the front of this, but I don't want to put it down yet because I want to put my paper on first. But we can go ahead and miter these corners. And snip a little off these top. So once again, we don't have that extra bulk and overhang. So let's burnish those. Okay. And that's going to sit right on here, but you see there's going to be, it's shy of here on purpose, so that's why I want to put my paper down first. So I'm just going to paper clip it there. Now this piece, the 6x8 is going to be scored at a half, which I haven't done. Let me do that real quick. I just don't have a lot of space here. I have to keep moving things back and forth. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. I changed my mind. It's going to be scored on the long side, but it's not going top to bottom because it's 6x8. So you don't have to really cut these. And it's going to go just inside this area here. So we're going to glue that down. Now a true folio does not have hinges and pages attached to hinges. So this is going to be a true folio. A lot of times folios are made without chipboard too, but I like the foundation of the chipboard. Okay, this is going to go right there. Oops, center. Right close. Let's see where that's going to lay. Just like that. It may not be exactly center, but it'll be close. Okay, so that's a flap for there. This one goes over the top. Now this little flap is going to attach up here, the top of that page. I may or may not use this pocket. It's one I had left over from before, and it already had this edge punched in it, and I'm not so sure if I want to keep that, or if I just want a plain edge, or to use the crocodile like I did on the others. This is the stub again. I really like that stub cut. I think it looks cool. So this is going to attach to the top of this page. So let me open it out so I can get it straight, or as straight as possible. Knowing me, straight as, well, we try, right? And I will put it right up against my scoreboard and kind of eyeball it. And that's about the best I can do. But you see what I'm saying about that rough edge right there? I have to come back and trim every one of them. It's just really irritating. I think that thing was like $40-some. I've got on my hand. I don't know if that's glue or what. But I have to go back and trim each piece because that's what it does, and it's just really irritating. So then we won't need a magnet on this because whatever we put in the pocket will hold this down. And I'm definitely not going to use that pocket now that I stubbed it, am I? I'll think of something else. We'll come up with a plan here. So, I think I want to stub the pocket as well. I want it all to kind of be uniform, you know. So the pocket will go here, and it will all match. Okay, so that is that side. Then on the right-hand side, I have a long pocket that is going to go in here. And I might as well stub it while I'm at it so everything is the same. And I'm going to turn it around so I can get it straight. And this pocket measures 10 by 4. And I've already mitered the edge. Actually, let me trim this little piece right there. That'll work. Okay. And we'll put this match our top and bottom up and push it up to the edge. And take a look at it. Yep, looks good. Okay. Now, we have another flap that is going to sit inside this edge, and this one measures, it's 12 by, I think, 8 7/8. Yeah. And I want to stub it as well. And trim these. And we're just going to glue it inside this edge. Okay, the next piece is 5 by 8. And it's going to attach to the left side of this page. And I have notched it as well. Forgot to put my pen on here. I hope it didn't dry up on me. I'll try my pen again. Make sure it's open for me. Bummer. See, I let it sit too long. I'm terrible about that. There we go. get busy and forget to put my pen on there. Okay, so we're going to add some glue to this. Alright, and this is going to, I'm going to eyeball it as best I can between these two notches. Just right along that edge. Burnish it down. Okay. I was going to put a pocket here, and I've decided against that. This, I don't want it there either. I'm going to have to rethink my plan there. I may do a little belly band or something on here to help keep it closed. I haven't decided just yet, but this will open this way and then you'll have a pocket here. So I think of how I want to handle that. I may use this as a closure. But if I do that, I've got to have a magnet, and I'm trying to get away from the magnets this time. But I may have to use a magnet on this side. But it's still going to open there, so that's not going to help me either. Let me give this some thought, and I'll get back to you. I'm going to pause this for a few seconds while I rethink my plan. Okay, what I've decided to do is keep the pocket and put it down just like 3/4 of an inch above the bottom of this, maybe an inch at the most, and then I'm going to make this a magnetized band at the top. And if I put my magnet under here and then back here, it'll hold everything down. So one magnet will serve the purpose instead of 2 or 3. So I am going to put this right here, right along that fold. Okay. Now because this was going to be a band, I can trim off this 1/2-inch score. Don't need that anymore. And then we'll stub this like the rest of them. Okay. So that is going to be the general layout. Now as far as under here, I have this that I can work with to add more pockets or flaps or whatever, and then under here I have all of this to work with. So I will add additional stuff. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do with it yet. I do want to stub this though. Everything else is stubbed with that one. And oops, whatever I decide to do, I will come back and show you. And I will also add to the cut list. Boy, I got a lot of scraps there. I should have cleaned that out, right? Okay, so there is our basic layout for our folio. I still have more pieces to go, but I'll come back and I'll let you know what I've decided to do with that. Alright, thanks guys, I'll be back shortly. Okay, one last addition to the layout. I did add a magnet to this side. I just decided I needed it, so I have my magnet up under this flap, and then it's back here on this page. I think I might use this here, I'm not sure, but I did add 2 pieces of 4 1/4 by 12, and I notched them, and I'm just going to sit them along the bottom for photo mats. and they'll open like this. And that's what that'll be. And that's the only thing I'm going to add to the basic layout. Then this will close, and this will magnetize down, and then you'll have a pocket out here. Okay, that's the basic layout. I'm going to do my embellishment and matting, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product. Alright, thanks guys. Have a great day.